Chosen one, heaven has interrupted your scrolling for a reason. Everything around you halts not by coincidence, but by divine orchestration. The noise of this world fades because heaven has something urgent to say directly to your spirit. You have done enough. Let me take it from here. You have carried more than anyone knows. The smile you wear has often been your armor. Behind that quiet strength are nights where you whispered prayers no one heard, battles you fought in silence, and burdens you thought would break you. Yet here you are, still breathing, still standing, still chosen. Heaven watched every unseen act of obedience, every yes you gave when it cost you everything, every moment you stayed faithful when you wanted to walk away. And now, heaven declares the season of striving is complete. You've done all you could in your own strength. The next chapter will not be written by your effort, but by God's hand. Listen closely, chosen one. This moment is sacred. Heaven is saying, stop fighting battles that are no longer yours. You have mistaken endurance for faith, but now faith is calling you into rest. The divine says you've proven your loyalty. Now, let me prove my power. Every tear has been accounted for in the courts of heaven. Nothing was wasted. Your pain planted seeds in realms you cannot yet see. The harvest is near, but it is not your labor that will bring it forth, it will be heaven's breath. The Spirit whispers, now lay it down. You've done enough trying, fixing, chasing, and forcing. You've done enough pretending you're fine when your soul was weary. Heaven isn't asking you to collapse in defeat. Heaven is asking you to surrender and trust. The moment you let go, divine hands take over. You have been holding everything together for so long that you forgot what peace feels like. But heaven remembers. The same voice that called light out of darkness now calls rest out of your chaos. You are not falling apart. You are being released into divine order, divine alignment, divine ease. Even now, the atmosphere shifts. Angels surround you like a quiet army, ready to carry what you can't anymore. Every sigh becomes a prayer, every tear a signal to heaven that you are ready for relief. The divine has heard your surrender, and the takeover has already begun. As the prophet Isaiah recorded in the sacred scrolls, chapter 30, verse 15. In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength. These words were not meant for another time. They were written for this very moment in your life. Heaven is inviting you into the holy paradox of stillness, that strength is not in striving, but in surrender. You are not losing control. You are returning it to the rightful hands of the Creator. And as you do, heaven begins to move where you can no longer reach. Right now, as you read these words, angels are already shifting things around you. The doors that refused to open before are being unlocked, not by force, but by divine timing. The relationships that fell away were not punishments. They were protections. The silence you've endured was not abandonment. It was preparation. God has seen your hidden effort, your weary faith, your private sacrifices. He is now saying, my child, you have done enough. Rest. I am handling what your heart cannot. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. The strongest warriors know when to sheath their swords and stand still before the king. You fought long enough for people who never fought for you. You've tried long enough to fix what only heaven can heal. Let the divine take it from here. There is a shift happening now. Can you feel it? The heaviness that has been pressing down is beginning to lift. The fog that blurred your vision is clearing. The same heaven that called you to the battlefield is now calling you to the resting place. Chosen one. Rest does not mean retreat. It means divine repositioning. When you step back, heaven steps forward. When you release control, the miraculous begins. The moment you whisper, God, I trust you. Something in the unseen realm responds. So stop questioning if you've done enough. You have. Heaven has measured it, weighed it, and found it complete. Now your assignment is rest. Rest is not inactivity, it is prophetic agreement that God is in control. Let this message be your holy confirmation. Heaven didn't bring you this far to leave you in exhaustion. You are transitioning from striving to soaring. The same hands that formed galaxies are now holding your heart, saying, "Rest, child, I've got this." If this word resonates with your spirit, let heaven know you've received it. Comment the number 777 below, a prophetic sign that completion has come and divine rest has begun. Like, share, and subscribe so this message can reach other weary warriors who need to hear heaven's voice saying the same thing to them tonight. Chosen one, now that heaven has whispered, rest, you begin to see the true weight you've been carrying. You never asked for this much responsibility, but it found you anyway. You became the strong one, the dependable one, the one everyone turned to when their world fell apart, yet you rarely had a place to lay your own burdens down. You've carried expectations that weren't yours, guilt that never belonged to you, and fears inherited from voices that didn't understand your calling. You have learned to smile while breaking, to encourage others while feeling unseen yourself. But heaven wants you to understand something vital. Just because you could carry it doesn't mean you were meant to. This is the moment where light shines on what has been hidden, the invisible load on your heart. For years, you've been walking uphill, not realizing the stones in your shoes came from other people's pain. You've been trying to heal others while quietly bleeding yourself. And heaven says, no more. There is a reason you feel weary even when you do everything right. It's because you have been holding on to things heaven never asked you to hold. Every worry, every anxious thought, every unspoken fear they've built up like layers of armor you never needed. Heaven is now peeling them away, one by one, until only your true self remains pure, light, free, beloved. This isn't punishment, it's purification. God is not exposing your weight to shame you, He's doing it to free you. The divine wants you to see how much lighter your soul becomes when you no longer confuse responsibility with destiny. You've been called to walk in purpose, not pressure. When you finally stop running, when you stop pretending that you're fine, heaven begins to heal the places you've hidden from even yourself. The tears you've been afraid to cry are holy. They're not signs of weakness, but signals to heaven that you are ready to be restored. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Those words are not just comforting, they are commanding. Heaven is calling you back to the simplicity of being loved, not used, embraced, not drained. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to justify peace. You don't have to apologize for finally setting your load down. When you carry everything alone, you begin to think that your worth depends on how much pain you can endure. But the truth is, your worth has never been measured by your suffering. It has always been sealed by your identity. You are chosen, and that means you don't have to keep proving you belong in the plan of God. Every time you let go of what isn't yours to carry, you make room for heaven's provision. Your exhaustion was never meant to be permanent. It was meant to remind you that you were made for partnership, not performance. Look back for a moment. Every time you thought you couldn't keep going, something unseen gave you strength. That wasn't coincidence. It was heaven intervening, sending you what you needed, just when you needed it most. And yet, you still kept carrying it all. Because deep down, you were afraid that if you stopped, everything would collapse. But heaven is saying now, you're not the one holding it all together, I am. You can finally breathe, because heaven has taken the weight from your hands and placed it into divine ones that never grow tired. The burdens of yesterday are being lifted. The labels others placed on you are being peeled away. You are not too sensitive, too emotional, or too much. You are precisely what heaven designed you to be: deeply feeling, deeply faithful, deeply loved. When you look in the mirror from this point forward, don't just see a tired survivor, see a vessel being prepared. What you carried was never meant to crush you. It was meant to shape your compassion. You are being refined, not ruined. There is a beauty in releasing what you once thought you needed to hold. There is holiness in saying, I can't carry this anymore. That sentence doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. It's the sound of heaven taking over right now. Heaven is lightening your load. The unseen helpers of God are removing invisible chains from your shoulders. The peace you've been chasing is not running from you, it's been waiting for you to stop running. So, let go of what's not yours to fix. Lay down the roles you were never meant to play. Heaven will handle what your heart cannot. You have carried enough. The weight that once defined you is now dissolving under divine love. Chosen one. This is where exhaustion meets encounter. You've reached that fragile threshold, the point where effort no longer changes anything, where your prayers feel like whispers in a storm. You've tried every way you know to fix it, to push through, to keep going. Yet something inside you senses this isn't a wall to climb, it's a place to kneel. You've been taught that victory means fighting harder, but heaven is teaching you something different. It means surrendering deeper. There comes a time when striving becomes resistance against what God is trying to do. You've prayed for breakthrough, and now heaven answers, not with more weight to carry, but with an invitation to let go. The Father sees you right where you are tired, honest, and on the edge of giving up. He is not disappointed in your fatigue. He is not angry that you've run out of strength. Heaven is not keeping score of how long you can endure. Heaven is reaching to hold you through the silence. Your weakness doesn't disqualify you, it qualifies you for divine help, because the end of your power is the beginning of His. It's when you finally whisper, I can't, that heaven responds, now I can. Beloved, you have confused surrender with failure, but surrender is not the moment you lose, it's the moment God wins through you. The greatest victories are born in the quiet act of release. Heaven is saying you've done enough. Stop forcing what faith can only receive. The power that sustains worlds is now resting on your shoulders, but it can only move when you stop resisting. Close your eyes and breathe for a moment. Imagine the weight you've carried dissolving into light. See heaven standing before you with open arms, whispering you are not alone. You never were. You don't need to be stronger. You need to be stiller. For strength isn't in the push, it's in the pause. When your effort ends, grace begins. When your voice trembles, heaven sings. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, second letter, chapter 12, verse 9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Those words are not just comfort, they are strategy. Heaven builds power in the cracks of your humanity. Every time you feel like you've reached your limit, heaven is saying, that's where I start. You have been carrying the illusion that your worth depends on how much you can handle. But your value has never been tied to your performance, it's tied to your belonging. You belong to the one who never slumbers, never grows weary, never drops what you give him. So now stop apologizing for your humanity, to stop feeling guilty for being tired. Even Jesus rested in the boat while the storm raged around him. If the Son of God could rest, then you, His chosen one, have every right to do the same. There's a reason your spirit has been uneasy. It's heaven's way of pulling you out of constant striving and into stillness. What looks like delay is actually divine alignment. What feels like loss is often the Father making space for new miracles. When you release control, you don't lose power, you gain partnership. You begin to move with heaven instead of against it. Your rhythm becomes His rhythm, your timing, His timing. The outcome is no longer your burden, it's His masterpiece. And when that realization settles into your heart, peace rushes in. Suddenly, you don't need to see how it ends, you just need to know who holds the ending. Right here, in this holy moment, heaven is rewiring your heart to understand what true strength is. It's not holding everything together, it's knowing who holds you. So, chosen one, let this be your declaration: I will stop trying to be my own savior. Let the divine pick up what you keep dropping. Let heaven take the wheel you've been gripping too tightly. You are safe in surrender. Now, take one small step of faith. Comment below the words, I release this, not as a ritual, but as a prophetic act of agreement. Every time someone speaks those words aloud, the heavens take notice. It's not about algorithms or attention, it's about alignment. When you declare it, you're not just typing a phrase, you're opening a door for heaven to step in and finish what you started. Type it not for me, but for yourself. Because when you put your surrender into words, it becomes visible to the very realm that's been waiting to move. And after you do, close your eyes once more. Feel the shift. Feel the release. The pressure you've lived under for so long begins to fade. You will not collapse, you will rise differently. Heaven is taking what's heavy and turning it into holy. Your story doesn't end with burnout, it begins with breakthrough. Your strength was never meant to be endless. It was meant to lead you to the one whose strength never fails. You have come to the end of yourself so that you can finally find Him. Chosen one, when you finally reach the point of surrender, something extraordinary happens. Heaven begins the exchange. Everything that once weighed you down becomes a holy offering. Every worry, every fear, every wound you release is caught by divine hands that transform pain into purpose. This is not just letting go. This is the divine exchange. You give God what's broken, and He gives you what's whole. You hand Him your confusion, and He returns clarity. You offer Him your tears, and He transforms them into oil for your future. Heaven never takes without giving back something greater. What leaves your hands in surrender returns multiplied in grace. For years, you've been taught that surrender means loss, but heaven calls it the secret to overflow. The moment you stop trying to control everything, God starts orchestrating what you couldn't have imagined. He doesn't just replace what you've lost, He redeems it. The ashes you've been holding are not the end, they are the beginning of beauty. This is how heaven works. You lay your fragments at the altar, and divine hands arrange them into a masterpiece. You stop demanding answers, and peace begins to whisper. You stop chasing what's leaving, and suddenly what's meant for you finds its way home. Heaven's math is not like man's math. You lose one thing in obedience and gain sevenfold in restoration. Every tear becomes a seed, every disappointment a doorway. The things you thought were endings were only rearrangements for divine alignment. Chosen one, can you feel it? The shift is subtle but sacred. Heaven is trading your anxiety for assurance, your fear for faith, your heaviness for holiness. It's as though the invisible weight on your shoulders begins to dissolve under a light that feels alive. You are not just being emptied, you are being refilled. The Spirit of God is saying, even now, what you release, I redeem. What you surrender, I strengthen. What you trust me with, I transform. And when you look back, you'll realize it was never really loss, it was exchange. You didn't lose friends, you gained peace. You didn't lose opportunities, you gained direction. You didn't lose strength, you gained grace. Heaven doesn't take to punish, heaven takes to purify. This exchange is not a single moment, it's a rhythm. The more you release, the more you receive, the more you trust, the more you see. Surrender becomes the sacred cycle that keeps you aligned with divine flow. As was spoken through the Apostle Peter in his first letter, chapter 5, verse 7. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. There's no transaction more beautiful than this. God takes what's killing you and replaces it with what restores you. He takes the noise of worry and gives you the melody of peace. He takes your tears and turns them into testimonies. You may wonder how such an exchange is possible. It happens not because you are worthy by your works, but because you are chosen by grace. Heaven operates by love, not performance. You cannot earn this exchange, you simply accept it. Think of all the times you've tried to handle it alone, the nights you stayed awake, planning your next step, the moments when your chest tightened from holding everything inside. Those weren't wasted nights. They were moments heaven watched in silence, waiting for you to finally say, God, take it. And when you did, angels were dispatched immediately to carry what you could not. You might not see the shift instantly, but it's happening. Even now, while you breathe these words in, heaven is moving behind the scenes. A peace begins to settle where chaos once ruled. Your mind quiets, your body softens, and for the first time in a long time you exhale. That is the sound of divine exchange. Do you see what's happening? Chosen one. You are stepping into partnership. You no longer live by effort alone, but by flow. The same grace that held you together in battle now teaches you to rest in victory. The same God who allowed the storm now speaks peace to it through you. Every day that you choose release over control, heaven opens wider. Every moment you choose peace over panic. The divine exchange continue. You are learning the rhythm of heaven: give, release, trust, receive. It's the pulse of the kingdom. This is what freedom feels like, not absence of burden, but presence of balance. You are no longer carrying life alone, you are carried by it. You are no longer wrestling for survival. You are resting in divine strength. So walk lighter now. You have entered a sacred trade agreement with heaven, all that is heavy for all that is holy. You give weakness, and God gives wisdom. You give sorrow, and He gives song. You give fear, and He gives future. Heaven has spoken, the exchange has begun, and you, beloved, are free to receive it all. Chosen one, do you realize now you were never fighting alone? Every battle, every dark night, every silent prayer was witnessed. While you felt abandoned, heaven was building an army around you. You could not see them, but they were there, shields of light standing between you and destruction. The unseen host of heaven has been fighting beside you all along. When you walked through valleys of fear, they were there. When you sat in silence, trying to hold your tears, heaven's angels were standing guard. You thought it was coincidence that you survived what should have destroyed you, but it wasn't chance. It was covenant. The divine was defending you while you were unaware. Every delay protected you from premature exposure. Every rejection redirected you to divine timing. You did not fall apart because heaven refused to let you. You did not lose your mind because the hand of God covered it. You didn't die in despair because heaven had already written your deliverance. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus. chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Those words are not poetic. They are military truth. Heaven is your defender, your strategist, your unseen army. Every time you wept and thought no one cared, heaven's forces moved on your behalf. Every prayer you whispered into the dark became a command that stirred celestial movement. Imagine it now, countless angels positioned like dawn breaking over a battlefield, swords gleaming with divine authority, forming a circle around you. You, the chosen one, standing in the center of their formation, protected, not forgotten. The enemy may have tried to break through, but heaven said, "This one is marked." Every scar you carry is a medal of survival, a testimony that heaven's defense never fails. You were never outnumbered, even when you felt outmatched. The armies of the living God surrounded you in silence while the world assumed you were standing alone. And this truth, this revelation, changes everything. Because once you know heaven fights for you, you no longer battle from fear, you fight from victory. You no longer beg for rescue, you live from protection. You begin to see your struggles not as punishments, but as proof that you carry something worth guarding. Think of your life like a lighthouse standing on a stormy coast. The winds scream, the waves crash, but the light never stops shining. Why? Because deep within that tower, there's a keeper tending the flame. That keeper is heaven itself, ensuring your light does not go out. When you're weary, heaven adds oil to your lamp. When your faith flickers, heaven shields it from the wind. You are not the keeper of your own flame, God is. That is why you are still here, still shining. And now, chosen one, you are being invited to participate in that same light. When you share the message of heaven, you become a carrier of the flame. Every time you let this word reach another soul, you extend the light further across the darkness. If this message has awakened something in you, if you felt the warmth of heaven reminding you that you were never alone, then help the light travel farther. Share this word so that another weary warrior knows they are not abandoned. Like it, not for vanity, but as a declaration that you stand in agreement with heaven's truth. Subscribe so you never lose touch with this stream of divine encouragement, where heaven keeps speaking life into the chosen. And if your heart feels moved, consider sowing into this mission. Your kindness, your offering, your support becomes fuel for more light to reach more souls. Every act of generosity is like adding oil to a lamp, ensuring that the flame of hope never goes out for those still wandering in the dark. When you give, you're not giving to a person, you're giving into the work of heaven itself. Think of it this way: a single candle loses nothing by lighting another, and every time you share, give, or engage, the light multiplies. Darkness cannot win where the flame keeps spreading. You've been protected, carried, and strengthened. Now, heaven invites you to be part of that same protection for others. Your story, your presence, your small acts of faith, they ripple into eternity. You are not merely a receiver of divine help. You are a participant in divine purpose. The same heaven that fought for you now fights through you. Your words can become weapons of light. Your generosity a seed that transforms lives you'll never meet. So walk forward with gratitude. Know that the protection around you is unshakable. The battle may continue, but you fight differently now, with peace, not panic, with faith, not fear. Because you finally understand you were never alone on the battlefield. You never will be. Heaven fights for you, and through you, heaven will reach others. The circle widens every time the flame passes from one hand to another. Keep shining, chosen one. Keep standing in the light. And when you do, know that the entire army of heaven stands with you, unseen, unstoppable, unshakable. Chosen one, There comes a moment in every divine journey when heaven speaks the word that ends the striving, when the voice of God declares, "Enough." You can feel it deep within you right now. Something shifts in the atmosphere. The battle that once demanded your sweat and tears no longer pulls at your spirit the same way. Because heaven has said it is finished. You've tried to carry, fix, endure, and prove. But there is a moment when the grace for the old season expires, and that is not failure, that is divine timing. What used to require effort now requires trust. What once was your assignment is now heaven's responsibility. The page has turned and you didn't even realize it. Beloved, listen carefully. Heaven never calls something complete unless it has already prepared the next chapter. When God says enough, it isn't an ending, it's an invitation to new beginnings. You are stepping out of struggle and into strategy. The old weight will no longer fit on your shoulders because heaven has shifted the balance of what you are meant to carry. There were seasons where you had to fight, seasons where you had to prove your faith by your endurance. But now heaven is saying you have proven your faith through your surrender. You have stayed when others walked away. You have prayed when others mocked. You have obeyed when you didn't understand. And heaven has recorded every moment of it. Now the command from above is simple rest. Let God complete what you began. You do not have to climb the same mountain twice. You don't need to force open doors that have already been sealed by divine order. You are not being punished, you are being repositioned. The ancient words written in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1, speak again. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. This is your transition moment, the divine pause between the old assignment and the new anointing. You are standing at the border between what was and what will be. Heaven is removing the weights of yesterday because they have no use in the land you're about to enter. Chosen one, you have done enough. You've prayed enough, waited enough, wept enough, endured enough. Heaven's declaration is not, keep going harder, but now watch me move. You don't have to understand how. You just have to agree that heaven knows better. This is what divine maturity looks like, choosing stillness when the world demands motion. You are stepping into the sacred art of alignment. The signs of this shift have already been around you. Things that once fulfilled you no longer satisfy. Conversations that used to drain you suddenly no longer require your energy. People who once walked with you have been gently removed, not by accident, but by orchestration. Heaven is rearranging the pieces while you rest. And here's the mystery: every time heaven ends one chapter, it's not rejection, it's redirection. The doors that closed were closing for you, not against you. God is a strategist, and his no often hides a greater yes that hasn't yet arrived. You are not losing momentum, you are entering divine pacing. You are not being left behind, you are being led differently. The stillness you feel is not the absence of progress, it's the sound of heaven aligning your next steps. So now, stand still in peace. You've done your part. Let God handle the rest. The hands that hold the universe are steady enough to hold your future. The same power that sustains the stars is guiding your path, one unseen step at a time. And in this holy pause, heaven invites you to mark your agreement not with striving, but with a sign. Comment below the number 555, the number of divine transition and grace-filled change. It's more than a symbol. It's a declaration that you recognize heaven's timing. By writing it, you're saying, I accept the shift. I welcome the new season. This isn't superstition, it's spiritual synchronization. When you declare a prophetic number, you're joining heaven's rhythm with your own. You're saying, I'm done forcing what's finished. I'm ready for what's next. Let it be your act of faith, your open door into divine alignment. Feel the weight begin to lift now. You don't have to hold everything anymore. Heaven has taken over. The striving ceases, the chaos stills, and peace flows in like morning light after a long night. What once drained you will now sustain you. What once frightened you will now fuel you. Because heaven has spoken, and when heaven speaks, everything in creation must bow to its command. Your story is far from over. It's being rewritten by divine hands that never make mistakes. Step into your rest, chosen one. The shift has begun. Chosen one. As you begin to rest in the rhythm of heaven, something deep inside of you starts to change. The compulsion to control everything fades. The urge to fix what's broken loses its grip. What once felt urgent now feels unnecessary. You are finally learning the sacred secret peace is not found in control, it's found in release. For so long, you've lived as if the world depended on your constant vigilance. You've worried over what you could not change, replayed old conversations, and carried the weight of every what if. But heaven is whispering softly now. You are not the keeper of every outcome. You are the beloved, not the builder. The plan is not falling apart, it's falling into divine alignment. There's a kind of peace that only comes when you stop forcing results. The moment you loosen your grip, you begin to see the quiet order in what you once called chaos. Heaven has always been arranging the details, even when you mistook delay for disorder. What you thought was silence was strategy. Sometimes God hides his hand to strengthen your trust. He doesn't explain every move because explanation would remove the need for faith. What he desires is not your understanding, but your surrender. Because surrender is the soil where miracles grow. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Those ancient words are not a gentle suggestion, they are a holy instruction. They call you to let go of reasoning that has exhausted you, to stop replaying scenarios that only stir anxiety, to finally allow God to be God. When you trust, you enter into divine partnership. You stop trying to control the weather and start learning to dance in the rain. You stop panicking over closed doors and begin to thank heaven for its protection. You stop asking why and start whispering, I know you're working. This trust doesn't come overnight. It's born in the small, quiet moments where you choose peace instead of panic. It grows every time you decide to believe that God's not yet is still a yes in disguise. You may not see it yet, but heaven is building something behind the curtain of your confusion. There's a harmony to the unseen that your eyes can't yet detect. Heaven is a composer, and your life is a symphony. Right now, you're hearing single notes, but God is hearing the full melody. That's why you can rest. That's why you can breathe again. You are not lost. You are being led. You are not stuck. You are being still. The pace of God may feel slow, but it is sure. Divine timing is never behind, it's always exact. Look back for a moment and you'll see it. The seasons you thought were wasted were actually foundations. The people who left made room for purity. The detours shaped your discernment. Every delay, every no, every disappointment was a thread in the divine design. Heaven's order is not chaos disguised, it's clarity delayed. Sometimes God lets things fall apart so that the only thing left standing is His will. You were never meant to hold every piece together. You were meant to hold His hand while He rebuilt the masterpiece. And here is the truth that brings deep peace. Control is the counterfeit of trust. It promises safety but delivers exhaustion. Trust, on the other hand, feels like free fall until you realize you're falling into God's arms. You have to unlearn the instinct to manage every detail. You have to resist the urge to predict what heaven is already perfecting. You have to believe that God loves you too much to let you ruin what He's building for you. When you finally let go, you will see how many things work better without your interference. The relationships that mend without your explanation. The opportunities that arrive when you stop chasing them. The healing that happens when you stop reopening wounds to check their progress. Let heaven work. Let the unseen move. Let the divine timeline unfold. You are not falling behind, you are falling into purpose. You are being gently taught the rhythm of rest, the art of holy trust. And though it feels unfamiliar, peace is not the absence of movement, it's the presence of divine guidance. You are still moving, but now you move with heaven, not against it. You breathe slower, think clearer, and love deeper because your heart is no longer in panic mode. In this sacred calm, you begin to hear heaven's whisper more clearly than ever. You were never meant to fix it all. You were meant to trust me through it all. You can finally see it. Control was never the proof of faith. Surrender was. And now, as you exhale, you step fully into the peace that was waiting for you all along. You are not behind, chosen one. You are exactly where heaven wants you, right on time, right on path, right in the middle of divine order. Chosen one. Once you have surrendered and begun to trust, the noise within starts to fade. What comes next is something few recognize: the sacred silence before miracles. It is that still, holy pause when heaven seems quiet, but everything is being rearranged in the unseen. It feels empty, yet it's pregnant with divine movement. You might be tempted to think nothing is happening, that God has stepped back or forgotten. But silence does not mean absence. It is heaven's way of finishing what your prayers began. When heaven falls silent, it's often because angels are at work. The answers are being shaped, the timing adjusted, the paths cleared. The quiet is not neglect, it's navigation. In this silence, you're not being ignored, you're being prepared. The waiting is not wasted, it's working. God is aligning hearts, shifting atmospheres, and setting things in motion that you could never accomplish through effort alone. The silence is sacred because it hides heaven's craftsmanship. As the psalmist David once revealed in the Holy Writings, chapter 138, verse 8, "The Lord will perfect that which concerns me." Think of a seed buried in soil. From above, it looks lifeless, forgotten, smothered in darkness. Yet underneath, life is unfolding quietly, steadily, faithfully. The seed splits open, roots push down, stems rise toward light. Nothing visible for a while, yet everything vital is happening. That's what heaven's silence looks like. Your life is that seed hidden for a moment, but about to break through the surface. The silence tests what the noise distracted. It reveals whether your faith was built on feelings or on trust. When you can no longer hear the music, can you still dance to the rhythm of God's promise? That's the test. Not because heaven wants to withhold joy, but because heaven wants to deepen roots before showing fruit. In these quiet days, you might feel distant from the divine, but the truth is that heaven is closer than ever. The Creator doesn't shout when He's near, He whispers. And when your heart is still enough, that whisper becomes thunder. The sacred silence teaches you to listen differently. You stop listening for signs and start listening for presence. You stop searching for instructions and start feeling the heartbeat of heaven. In that rhythm, you find reassurance. God hasn't gone anywhere. He's simply preparing your stage before lifting the curtain. Beloved, remember the caterpillar. Before transformation, it enters a cocoon, a tight, silent space. No movement, no noise, just stillness. Yet inside, something supernatural occurs. The creature that crawled begins to form wings. When it emerges, it can no longer return to the ground it once knew. The silence was not punishment, it was promotion. So too with you. Heaven's silence is your cocoon. You are being remade, renewed, redefined. Your old strength is being replaced with divine energy. Your old habits are being replaced with holy discipline. Heaven is not ignoring you. It is incubating you. This is why many miss their miracle. They panic in the silence. They dig up the seed to check if it's growing. They rush through the cocoon because they can't handle the stillness. But the chosen ones learn to wait, to rest, to trust that silence is the sacred sound of progress. The human heart fears silence because it cannot control it. But heaven speaks most clearly in stillness. Every unanswered question is a reminder that some answers are meant to arrive in action, not explanation. You don't need to understand what heaven is doing. You need only to believe that it's working for you, not against you. And while you wait, heaven watches. The divine observes your stillness and multiplies your strength. Your patience becomes prophecy. Your peace becomes proof that you are aligned. Heaven rewards those who can sit in silence without losing faith. Look at how far you've come. Once, silence made you panic. Now it makes you pray. Once, waiting made you restless. Now it makes you wise. This is the mark of growth when you no longer need noise to feel God's presence. Even the sunrise happens in silence. The earth turns quietly. The first light breaks without sound, yet its impact is undeniable. The same is true for what heaven is doing in you. It's subtle, quiet, but unstoppable. So do not despise this pause. Don't mistake stillness for stagnation. The silence of heaven is not the end of your story, it's the space between chapters, the breath before resurrection. You are not forgotten in the quiet, you are being fine-tuned. Heaven is painting details in the shadows, writing instructions in the unseen. The divine brush never stops moving, it just works where your eyes cannot follow. And when the silence breaks, when the curtains of heaven lift again, you will see it all, every unanswered prayer, every quiet night, every moment of stillness will make sense. The pattern will emerge, and you will say, "It was never still, it was sacred, chosen one." Have you noticed how divine timing humbles even the strongest hearts? You can plan, push, and pray. But heaven's clock moves differently. There's a rhythm that doesn't rush, a wisdom that waits. What you call delay, heaven calls design. What feels like silence is often synchronization. You have walked through seasons where it felt like your prayers vanished into empty space. You watched others bloom while you remained in waiting. You questioned, did I miss it? Did I do something wrong? But beloved, you never missed it, you were being measured. Divine timing is not punishment, it's precision. The truth is that what arrives too soon can destroy what's not yet ready. Even blessings need the right season. God protects His promises by maturing your capacity to hold them. That's why some doors don't open when you knock, they're not locked. They're being built stronger to hold the weight of your destiny. Heaven's calendar does not follow human clocks. The divine delay isn't an obstacle, it's an orchestration. The unseen realm is aligning people, places, and paths, so that when your moment comes, everything fits perfectly like a key in a door that was carved just for you. As the prophet Habakkuk recorded in his ancient scrolls, chapter 2, verse 3, "Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." That is the heartbeat of divine timing. The vision is real, the promise stands. It is not canceled, it is simply waiting for heaven's appointed hour. You don't need to chase what's promised. You need to prepare for it. Sometimes delay protects you from deception. There are seasons when you think you're ready for what you've prayed for. But heaven knows another lesson must first be learned. Delay refines character so the blessing won't become a burden. Think of the archer's bow. Before the arrow flies, it must first be pulled back. The further it's drawn into tension, the farther it will soar when released. The waiting is not retreat, it's preparation for acceleration. You are not being held back. You are being aimed higher. Chosen one, can you feel how patience purifies your vision? Waiting strips away pride and teaches dependence. It silences the ego that insists on control and awakens the heart that whispers, "Your will, not mine, not." That's why some of the most powerful prayers are not shouted but surrendered. God, I trust your timing. Those 5 words open more doors than striving ever could. Heaven has heard every sigh, every moment you almost gave up. But remember, heaven doesn't rush miracles. It custom builds them. Every divine promise must pass through preparation before it manifests. There are things being aligned right now that your eyes can't see. You think nothing's happening, but heaven is shifting entire systems for your sake. You think doors are closed, but behind those doors, angels are setting the table. You think people forgot you, but God is mentioning your name in rooms you haven't yet entered. When it finally unfolds, it won't feel random, it will feel right. Every delay will make sense. Every no will feel like mercy. Every waiting season will reveal itself as the birthplace of wisdom. You don't have to force what's divine, you don't have to chase what's appointed, just stay faithful. Keep tending to the small things. Keep loving purely. Keep showing up. Heaven honors consistency more than speed. And when your moment comes, and it will, everything will unfold quickly. The same time that once crawled will suddenly run. The things that seemed impossible will come together effortlessly. The divine delay will end, and you will realize it was never denial, it was construction. Right now, you are standing in the middle of heaven's building process. The walls of your promise are being raised brick by brick behind the veil, and when the scaffolding comes down, what will stand before you will be unshakable. Chosen one, your waiting is not wasted. The seed is still underground, but the soil is alive. Keep nurturing your faith in the silence. Keep trusting that every heartbeat of time is a pulse of divine perfection. Now, take a breath and seal this truth in your spirit. Write your agreement in the atmosphere and in the comments below with the words, "I will wait." It's not a sign of defeat, it's a declaration of maturity. It tells heaven, I'm ready to move at your pace, not mine. Each time you say it, the angels hear alignment. Each time you type it, your heart loosens its grip on control. It's not for the algorithm, it's for your anointing. The chosen ones don't chase, they trust. They don't rush, they rest. You are not forgotten, beloved. You are simply in the hallway between prayer and promise. The doors ahead are timed to your heartbeat, and when heaven says go, everything will open in a single breath. Until then, stay still. Stay faithful. Heaven's timing is never late, it's perfect. Chosen one, sometimes heaven closes a door not to deny you, but to define you. The sound of that door shutting echoes like loss, but in truth it is direction. Every no you've ever received was not punishment, it was protection. Heaven closes what looks good to preserve what is God. You see, divine doors don't open through force, they open through favor. And when God decides to close one, it's because He's guarding your future from unnecessary battles. What you perceive as rejection is often redirection, a sacred turn in the road that leads you where grace has been waiting. Remember this, not every opportunity is an invitation. Not every path that looks clear is meant to be walked. Sometimes heaven's mercy wears the disguise of disappointment. The ancient words revealed in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8, remind us. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. Do you feel that it's not just a verse, it's a verdict? God Himself has already assigned certain doors to open at your arrival. They are waiting for you, but only when you approach them at the right time and in the right posture. That's why some doors slammed shut. No matter how much you prayed or knocked, you were never meant to walk through them. Heaven knew they would take more from you than they would ever give. You may have felt heartbroken when it happened, but someday you'll thank heaven for every unanswered prayer. When heaven closes a door, it doesn't mean the hallway ends. It means a new one is being built. Imagine walking down a corridor where each door you pass carries lessons. One teaches you humility, another builds discernment, another trains your patience. By the time the right door appears, you'll have the character to keep what heaven gives. Every door has a guardian timing. You can't rush it and you can't bribe it. You must arrive with maturity, not just desire. Divine doors recognize preparation, not desperation. Chosen one. Think of yourself as a traveler on a sacred path. Each closed door you've met was a divine detour leading you closer to the true destination. Heaven never wastes your footsteps. Every closed door is an arrow pointing to the one that opens without effort. If you're honest, some of the doors you wanted most would have destroyed your peace if you had entered them. The job that didn't call back, the person who walked away, the opportunity that slipped through your hands. They weren't taken from you. They were removed for you. Heaven isn't trying to make your life smaller, it's making your future safer. You don't need every door to open, you only need the right one. The wrong door looks shiny but leads to shadows. The right door might look ordinary, but behind it lies glory beyond measure. Now, let me speak to your heart with tenderness. If these words have been a light in your darkness, if you've ever felt heaven whisper through this message, consider becoming part of how this light travels. When you share this message, you're not spreading content, you're carrying comfort. There's someone out there who's standing before a closed door right now, thinking it's the end. Your simple act of sharing could be the knock heaven uses to tell them, it's not over. If this voice of heaven has helped you breathe again, consider liking it as a symbol of agreement, a way of saying, I see it, I receive it. It helps the message rise to where other weary souls can find it. And if your heart feels stirred, subscribe so you can walk with this divine stream continually, step by step, word by word, moment by moment. Every new message builds upon the last, creating a river of revelation that keeps flowing. For those who feel called to sow into this work, know this: every seed becomes a spark. Your donation, whether large or small, becomes part of heaven's echo, turning words into warmth for thousands who feel forgotten. You are not giving to a screen, you are giving through it. You are fueling a mission that sends light into places algorithms cannot reach. Picture it like this: a lighthouse stands on the edge of a stormy sea. Every flame within it is kept alive by oil poured by unseen hands. When you give, you are that oil. When you share, you are that wind carrying the light further. Together, we keep the lamp burning. This is not manipulation, it is multiplication. It's how heaven works. Every generous act becomes a ripple that touches souls far beyond your sight. The flame you fan today might be the one that saves someone tomorrow. So, as heaven continues to open the right doors for you, remember that you too are a door for others. Through your kindness, your faith, your willingness to give, heaven enters the hearts of those who have lost hope. The sound of one door closing in your life might be the same sound that opens healing in another's. That's how divinity moves through connection, compassion, and continual flow. Stay expectant. Chosen one. Heaven's doors are opening quietly, powerfully, and perfectly on time. And while you wait, you are helping build the light that guides others home. Chosen one. There are tears that never reached the ground. They were caught mid-air by unseen hands that record every drop as testimony. You thought no one saw you, that your private weeping dissolved into silence, but heaven has kept count. Every cry became currency in the divine economy. Nothing was lost, nothing forgotten. There are fields in heaven watered by the tears of the faithful. Your anguish has been absorbed into soil rich with promise. The ground that once felt barren beneath your feet is now alive because of the sorrow you sowed. Grief was not the end, it was the beginning of growth. In those nights when the ceiling felt like stone and your words fell back upon you, the divine was closer than your own breath. God does not despise brokenness, He dwells inside it. He listens through your sobs, deciphers every wordless ache, and turns it into prayer. What you thought was collapse was actually communion. It's difficult to believe that something as fragile as a tear could move the heart of heaven, but it does. Water always finds its level, and so do tears. They fall until they reach compassion. Each one has weight in eternity. The earth may dry them, but heaven stores them in remembrance. The ancient song in the book of Psalms, chapter 126, verse 5, declares those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. This promise is not metaphor, it is motion. The same hands that counted your tears are now preparing to hand you the harvest. The soil of sorrow is fertile with purpose. What you planted in pain, you will gather in praise. When you cried for strength and received none, heaven was letting the seed sink deeper. When you prayed for deliverance and the night lingered, heaven was stretching your roots toward unseen waters. Every delay refined the harvest. Every heartbreak tilled the ground. You see, chosen one, joy is not a replacement for sorrow, it grows from it. A flower does not despise the rain that once bent its stem. It learns to turn each drop into bloom. Likewise, every tear you shed will one day echo as laughter. Because heaven wastes nothing that is surrendered. Imagine yourself standing in a vast field at dawn. The soil, still damp from yesterday's storm, glimmers with dew. You look down and realize the dew is your own tears, transformed. The sun rises and light refracts through each droplet like diamonds. What once was grief now shines as glory. That is what heaven is crafting even now. You were not weak for weeping. You were watering destiny. Every tear told heaven, I still care. Sigh, I still believe. The very act of crying was an act of faith, proof that your heart refused to go numb. There is holiness in vulnerability. The world teaches you to hide pain, to harden, to move on quickly. But heaven calls you to feel deeply, because only hearts that break can mirror divine compassion. Only those who have been pierced can carry healing. Pain made you tender, and tenderness makes you powerful. It is the paradox of the chosen strength disguised as softness. While others mock your sensitivity, heaven crowns it. The same empathy that once exhausted you will become the oil that restores others. There will come a day when you meet someone standing where you once stood, confused, shaking, tear-stained, and you will speak words that only pain could have taught you. In that moment, you will understand why you walked through the storm. The purpose of tears is not merely to cleanse, they are the river that carries compassion to those who thirst. The harvest is approaching. You may not hear trumpets or see lightning, but look closely, small sprouts are breaking through the ground of your life. Relationships are softening. Opportunities are reappearing. Peace is returning in unexpected ways. The tears that once blurred your vision are now producing new sight. You are beginning to see differently through mercy rather than memory. Heaven does not repay tears with equal measure. It multiplies them. One drop returns as oceans of joy, one night of weeping births, seasons of laughter. That is divine mathematics. So do not regret the nights you broke. Do not curse the prayers that seemed unanswered. They were answered in a language too complex for immediate understanding. You were being translated from pain into purpose. The field is almost ready. The season is turning. Listen closely, you can hear the rustle of joy approaching through the wind. The angels who once collected your tears now prepare to sing your harvest song. The same night that taught you endurance will soon release you into mourning. When joy arrives, you will not remember the sorrow as punishment but as planting. You will say, "If I had not cried, I would not have known his comfort. If I had not lost, I would not have loved this deeply." And heaven will smile, because that is exactly what the tears were meant to teach. Lift your eyes, chosen one. The horizon glows. The rain has ceased. The field of your soul shimmers with life. What you sowed in anguish, you are about to gather in abundance. Chosen one, long before the world ever saw you. Heaven already approved you. Long before you spoke your first word, the divine had already declared, "This one is mine." You may have walked through years where validation felt like oxygen, seeking it from people, from titles, from accomplishments, but heaven wants you to know you were validated before you were visible. You've been walking through a season of hiddenness, where it seemed no one noticed your effort, no one celebrated your consistency. You've been faithful behind closed doors, loving people who never said thank you, giving when no one clapped, praying when no one responded. And in that secret place, heaven took note. The applause of men may be loud, but the approval of God is eternal. The divine has seen your private obedience and written it into eternity's records. Every quiet yes you whispered when it hurt. Every temptation you resisted when no one was watching. Every choice to do good even when it went unseen, those were not wasted moments. They were divine signatures proving your authenticity. Your hiddenness has not been rejection, it has been refinement. Heaven hides what it values until the appointed time. Diamonds are not displayed until they've been shaped. Seeds are not revealed until they've been rooted. So do not despise your unseen season. The silence around you is heaven's strategy to secure you, as was spoken by Jesus himself in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 6. Your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Those words are not poetic, they are prophetic. They are the decree of a God who rewards what man overlooks. You have been living under that promise, even when you couldn't feel it. And now, the time of revealing draws near. Heaven is about to make public what has been proven in private. Beloved, not everyone deserves to see your preparation. Some stages are built away from the crowd because the crowd cannot handle the process. Heaven knows the exact moment when exposure becomes safe. That's why God kept you hidden while others seemed to rise faster. He wasn't withholding promotion, he was protecting purity. When heaven approves you, it doesn't matter who rejects you. When divine favor rests upon your name, even silence becomes sacred. Every invisible season has been building weight within you. What looks like stillness on the outside has been spiritual muscle forming on the inside. You have been trained in quiet obedience, and that obedience has written your invitation into the next dimension of purpose. The doors that will soon open for you won't be because of popularity, they will open because heaven's seal is upon you. Chosen one. There are two kinds of recognition, human notice and divine notice. Human notice fades as quickly as it comes. Divine notice, once given, cannot be erased. The Father has stamped your name upon assignments others do not even know exist yet. When heaven says, approved, no opposition can unwrite that word. You may not carry human credentials, but you carry spiritual clearance. The same divine authority that chose prophets, anointed kings, and elevated servants has now placed its mark upon your life. You may have felt overlooked, underestimated, or forgotten, but that's because heaven works in reverse order. The last will become first, the unseen will be revealed, and the hidden will be honored. You are standing in the quiet right before recognition, the pause before divine unveiling. Even now, things are shifting around you. The people who once overlooked you will begin to notice something different. They won't understand what changed, but you will know heaven's timing has arrived. What was whispered in the secret place will begin to echo in open spaces. And when it happens, it won't be about status or spotlight, it will be about stewardship. God does not elevate you to prove a point. He elevates you to fulfill a purpose. You are being promoted to carry presence, not pride. Every season of hiding was a rehearsal for responsibility. Heaven doesn't reveal until you can handle the weight of revelation. And now, the divine hand that covered you is about to uncover you, not to expose your weakness, but to display His workmanship. You won't need to announce it. The oil will speak for itself. Favor will identify you before words can. People will begin to recognize something radiant about you, the fragrance of grace that comes only from divine approval. This unveiling is not sudden, it is scheduled. And heaven is saying the time has come. Step into the light humbly, knowing it is borrowed glory. What shines through you is not your doing, it's His reflection. To mark this sacred alignment, write in the comments below the number 4144, a sign of divine establishment and heavenly confirmation. By doing so, you declare, heaven has seen me, and I agree with its timing. Each number written becomes more than text, it's testimony. It tells heaven you understand the assignment, that you are not chasing fame but fulfillment. It is your way of standing in agreement with the unseen realm that has always been working on your behalf. Chosen one. This moment is not about being seen by man, it's about being recognized by heaven. The world is about to witness what God already approved in private. You were never overlooked. You were preserved for now. The silence was not punishment. The waiting was not waste. The hidden years were not forgotten, they were the foundation of the glory to come. You are not stepping into visibility because you're ready to be praised. You're stepping forward because heaven is ready to be revealed through you. Chosen one. When heaven begins to move publicly, nothing can stay hidden. The same grace that covered you in secret now becomes the light that reveals you. What once was whispered in the dark begins to echo in daylight. The same people who doubted your calling will now witness divine confirmation, not because you seek revenge, but because heaven's justice operates in plain sight. You have walked through enough humiliation to qualify for honor. You've endured enough silence to deserve the sound of vindication. Heaven is not showing off, it's setting the record straight. Every false accusation, every misunderstood motive, every moment you were dismissed, these are not forgotten in heaven's archive. The divine does not need to explain your truth, it simply reveals it. Vindication does not come with arrogance, it comes with awe. It humbles you to realize that you never had to fight for your reputation. Heaven was defending it all along. The tables that once excluded you are now being rearranged by unseen hands. The same voices that once whispered your failure will be forced to witness your faithfulness crowned. We are reminded through the writings of David in the book of Psalms, chapter 23, verse Verse 5, He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. That scripture is not just a metaphor for triumph. It's a revelation of timing. God doesn't remove your enemies. He repositions them as witnesses. They are not seated to shame you, but to watch the evidence of divine favor unfold. Heaven does not seek applause, it seeks acknowledgement. When your breakthrough manifests, it becomes a sermon written in your life. Vindication is not about proving them wrong. It's about proving that grace was right. Every time you chose peace instead of retaliation, heaven wrote it down. Every time you remained kind while being misunderstood, heaven recorded it as seed. Now the harvest begins not as revenge, but as revelation. God's justice does not humiliate, it elevates. It does not destroy the ones who harmed you. It disarms the spirit behind the harm. When divine favor appears, it silences accusation without argument. You don't need to defend what heaven has already justified. The truth, though delayed, always arrives wearing glory. This is the moment when the unseen becomes undeniable. The favor that rested quietly within you now starts to shine outward. Doors open without your knocking. Opportunities find you without striving. The hand of God begins to move publicly, not because you demanded recognition, but because your obedience earned it. The most powerful elevation comes wrapped in humility. You will not rise with noise, but with quiet certainty. The blessings that come will speak for you. Heaven's light has a way of revealing authenticity. It exposes pretenders and crowns the faithful without a single word spoken. Chosen one. The season of proving yourself is over. You no longer have to explain what God has ordained. You are not stepping into pride, you are stepping into purpose. The glory that's about to unfold around you isn't just about you. It's about God demonstrating what faith looks like when it survives fire. Your story is becoming evidence that waiting on God is never wasted. You could have retaliated, but you prayed. You could have cursed, but you blessed. You could have quit, but you stayed. And now, every seed of restraint is sprouting into visible favor. Heaven is showing the world that purity wins. You will begin to notice subtle signs of divine reversal. The people who once ignored you will begin to reach out. Opportunities that once rejected you will come knocking again, this time with new respect. But remember this when the spotlight finds you. Stay anchored in stillness. Don't let visibility pull you from humility. Vindication is not about being right. It's about revealing righteousness. It's heaven saying, "This one kept faith when no one was watching." And that testimony becomes the true reward, knowing you remained loyal to the divine voice even when it cost you everything. The table prepared for you is not just a feast, it's a reflection. When you sit there, remember what it took to reach it. The tears, the nights of confusion, the unanswered prayers, all of it becomes sacred evidence that God was weaving redemption while you waited. There's a fragrance around those who have been vindicated by heaven. It's not pride, it's peace. People won't be able to explain it, but they'll feel it. It's the scent of divine completion. You won't need to announce your breakthrough. Your peace will preach louder than words ever could. So when you find yourself being honored where you were once rejected, smile quietly. You don't need to remind anyone of what they said. Heaven already did that for you. The same stage that once broke you will now bless you. Chosen one, you have come through the storm. What was once a fight for survival has become a lesson in surrender. The winds that used to threaten you now sound like music reminders of how far you've come, of how strong your roots have grown. This is the phase where heaven shifts you from survival to surrendered glory. The scars you carry are no longer signs of defeat, but of divine endurance. You are not who you were when the journey began. The same storms that once terrified you now testify for you. The pain that once seemed senseless has turned into wisdom, and the silence that once crushed you now comforts you. You have been refined not by chance, but by purpose. Heaven has used everything, even the hard things, to carve strength into your spirit. Being chosen was never about ease, it was about endurance. Every loss taught you to lean on what cannot be taken. Every disappointment revealed the illusion of control. Every unanswered prayer became an invitation to trust. The wilderness didn't destroy you, it clarified you. It burned away the need to be seen and left only the desire to be real. You are now learning the rhythm of divine rest, the art of moving in peace while carrying purpose. Your steps are slower, steadier, and more sacred. You don't rush anymore because you've discovered that destiny doesn't require desperation. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer beg, you believe. You no longer strive, you surrender. As Paul reminded the believers in Philippi in the 1st chapter, verse 6, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. That confidence is not arrogance, it's awareness. You have lived through enough cycles to know that God finishes what he starts. Even when you grew weary, heaven never lost momentum. The divine hand that formed you is still sculpting you, polishing every rough edge with love. What began in hidden pain will end in visible glory. The world often measures strength by noise, how loud you speak, how hard you push, but heaven measures strength by surrender. You are strongest now, not because you fight harder, but because you know when not to fight at all. You've discovered the grace of letting God defend what he designed. You've learned to be still, not as an escape, but as a weapon. Stillness has become your victory stance. There is something majestic about those who have survived divine fire. They glow differently. Their peace intimidates chaos. Their calm confuses conflict. You have become that person. You carry the quiet authority of someone who has walked through flames and learned how to breathe within them. You no longer beg for peace, you are peace. This transformation isn't loud, but it's undeniable. The people around you will notice the difference. They will wonder what changed, but they won't be able to name it. It's the fragrance of surrender, the afterglow of having trusted heaven with the details. You are no longer striving for recognition. You are radiating revelation. The battlefield that once demanded your strength has become the garden where you rest. The same ground that was once soaked with your tears now blooms with gratitude. You've discovered that true victory isn't conquering others, it's conquering the fear within yourself. You've realized that faith doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. I'm still here. The old version of you, the anxious one. The one who constantly tried to prove their worth no longer exists. The wilderness buried that version, and resurrection has introduced someone new. You've been redefined by the divine. You move differently now, not from fear of failure, but from faith in fulfillment. The glory that rests on you now is gentle but unstoppable. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It spreads like dawn. The light creeps slowly at first, then suddenly fills the sky. That's what's happening in your life right now, the slow unveiling of divine completion. Do you see it? Chosen one. The very things that once felt like punishment have become pillars of your purpose. The pain made space for power. The waiting birthed wisdom. The surrender unlocked strength. Everything that once tried to bury you has become the soil for your blooming. This is the shift from surviving to shining, from fighting to flowing. You are not merely enduring anymore, you are embodying heaven's rhythm. Every breath, every step, every word now carries the essence of grace. You no longer fear what's ahead because you've learned the secret. What's ahead has already been prepared for you. So breathe deeply, beloved. Let peace settle where panic once lived. Let gratitude replace grief. Let the calm of divine certainty cradle your heart. Heaven hasn't just brought you through the storm, it has rewritten who you are within it. You are the living proof that surrender is not weakness but wonder, that faith is not foolishness but freedom, that the chosen ones do not crumble under weight, they become the wings that rise above it. You have survived the fire. Now, shine, chosen one. The battle is ended, and what remains is peace that cannot be explained. You no longer stand as a weary soldier, but as a crowned warrior, rested, restored, radiant. Heaven has placed something upon your head that no storm can steal, the crown of the rested warrior. You fought well. You endured what others escaped. You stood firm when your knees trembled. And now heaven says, you have finished the part that was yours. Let me carry you through the rest. The armor that once felt heavy now gleams with grace. You have become a living symbol of what it means to win through surrender. Peace has become your victory. No longer is your strength measured by how hard you can fight, but by how deeply you can rest. True warriors don't seek battle. They carry stillness that makes darkness retreat. Your silence has become a sword, your calm a crown. And it was promised through the words of the apostle in the letter to the Philippians. Chapter 4, verse 7. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds. That peace is your armor now. It shields you better than effort ever did. It guards not just your heart, but your perspective. The world may shake around you, but you remain unmoved because you have found your footing in eternity's rhythm. Think of yourself as a mountain after the storm. The winds have howled, the rain has poured, but the mountain stands, stronger for having endured. That's you, chosen one, solid, grounded, unshakable. You no longer chase peace, you embody it. You no longer pray for victory, you carry it in your spirit. You are now in a season of sacred reflection. Heaven invites you to sit, to breathe, to remember. Look back, not with regret, but with gratitude. The very roads that once cut your feet have now become your testimony. The stones that tripped you became the foundation beneath you. Every scar glows like gold in the light of what you've become. The rested warrior knows that peace is not the absence of conflict, it's the mastery of response. You've learned not to react to chaos, but to remain anchored while it passes. You've learned that not every battle requires your sword. Some only require your stillness. You no longer need to prove your faith through noise. Your silence speaks volumes. You no longer need to convince others of your calling. Your peace announces it for you. Heaven's authority shines through you effortlessly now. And those who meet you can sense something divine, a calm that carries conviction, a light that feels like home. This is your era of radiance, not because of what you achieved, but because of who you've become. You reflect heaven now. You are not striving for glory, you are walking in it. The peace upon you is not borrowed, it's built into your being. And as this message finds its way to your heart, if it has spoken to you, if it has reminded you of your strength, your purpose, your divine worth, then let that gratitude move outward, like a ripple spreading across still water. Let what you've received touch others. When you like this message, it's not for attention, it's an act of agreement, a small spark that keeps the light visible to those still walking in darkness. When you share it, you are not promoting a post, you are extending a lifeline to someone whose spirit is still at war. Heaven works through simple actions that travel farther than we imagine. And if this stream of words has poured peace into you, consider subscribing so that this river never stops flowing. Each new word becomes another wave of encouragement, another whisper from heaven reminding you of who you are. For those who feel the nudge to donate, know this: it's not a transaction, it's transformation. Every offering, whether small or large, becomes oil for this lamp. It keeps the flame alive so more souls can find light in their midnight. You're not giving to a screen, you're sowing into the sound of heaven echoing across the earth. Your generosity is a ripple in eternity. Somewhere, someone will find hope because you chose to keep the light burning. The crown you wear now is not just yours, it's a reflection of every act of faith that keeps heaven's message moving. You are part of something greater than yourself, chosen one. You are not just a listener, you are a lighthouse. Your engagement, your support, your presence, all of it fuels the flame that guides others home. So as you rest in your victory, let your peace become contagious. Let your crown remind others that rest is holy. Surrender is strength, and love, true divine love, is the greatest power of all. The war within you is over. The kingdom within you is awake. You are not fighting for peace anymore, you are peace. You are the living proof that heaven wins. Chosen one, now heaven finishes what you began. Every unfinished prayer, every abandoned plan, every weary attempt that fell short, none of it has been lost. Heaven does not discard what is incomplete. It completes what is surrendered. You have done what you could. Now, the divine hand that watched every effort moves to perfect it. There are works you started that seemed too small to matter. Words spoken that seemed unheard. Acts of kindness that went unnoticed. Yet heaven has been gathering them all, like threads of gold, weaving them into a tapestry of purpose. You may have thought some moments were wasted, but in eternity, nothing surrendered to God ever disappears. It becomes part of His design. When you look back, you will see it clearly. Every attempt, even the failed ones, served its purpose. Every closed chapter was a page in heaven's larger story. You did your part, and now heaven moves beyond your reach to complete the masterpiece. It was declared by the psalmist in the book of Psalms, chapter 138, verse 8. The Lord will fulfill His purpose for me. That sentence carries the weight of a divine promise. You are not the author of completion. God is. Your responsibility was faithfulness, not finality. Heaven has the last word over what your effort began. There are things in your life that may still feel unfinished, dreams delayed, prayers unanswered, relationships unresolved, but do not mistake delay for neglect. Heaven finishes slowly because perfection takes time. The greatest art is never rushed. The master builder constructs with patience, carving even the smallest details with eternal precision. Sometimes the hardest part of faith is letting go of the outcome. You've done all you know, and the results still seem unclear. But trust this: heaven has taken your blueprint and begun building something greater than you could imagine. Your prayers are not forgotten blueprints gathering dust. They are divine projects still under construction. Even the things that broke you will be used to build others. Heaven repurposes pain the way a potter reuses broken clay. The fragments of your effort, once scattered by disappointment, are being molded into vessels of grace. You didn't fail. You were simply forming foundations for something beyond your sight. The divine finishing process is gentle but powerful. It takes what you started in exhaustion and breathes eternity into it. Heaven doesn't erase your fingerprints, it preserves them within the finished work as testimony that partnership existed between Creator and creation. Your obedience gave heaven permission to move beyond your limits. There's a beauty in not being able to finish everything yourself. It reminds you that you are part of something larger, that your story doesn't end at your ability. The same God who began creation continues to shape it through willing hearts like yours. You have been a vessel for divine continuity. Sometimes, the finishing looks nothing like you expected. Heaven may close doors you thought should stay open or remove things you thought essential. But when you see the full picture later, you'll realize how perfectly it fits together. Heaven's hand leaves no loose threads. Every event, every season, every pause woven seamlessly into completion. You may think your efforts were small, but heaven measures differently. A single act of kindness, a single prayer in faith, a single moment of surrender, these are eternal seeds. They do not expire. Even long after you've moved on, heaven continues to nurture them until they bloom into blessings you may never personally witness. Completion, in the divine sense, doesn't mean every detail looks polished. It means every purpose has been fulfilled. It's not about perfection of circumstance, but perfection of intention. You may still feel like pieces are missing, but to heaven, the picture is whole. Chosen one. This is the piece of divine partnership. You don't have to finish everything you start because God finishes what you surrender. Every time you said, "I can't," but you can, heaven took over. Every time you trusted instead of forcing, heaven advanced your story. Now, as the season closes, something holy settles over your spirit, relief without regret, rest without resistance. The same God who began your journey now signs his name across it, declaring it complete. You are not unfinished, you are unfolding. You are not abandoned, you are being arranged. Let the weight of incompletion lift from you. It was never yours to carry. Your task was obedience. Heaven's task is outcome. And heaven never leaves anything halfway done. One day, you will look back and understand that every surrender was a signature on a covenant. You and heaven co-wrote this story. Your faith filled the pages, and his grace wrote the ending. The masterpiece is done, even if you can't yet see the frame. The author has declared it finished, and when heaven finishes, nothing can undo it. Chosen one. The moment you have waited for has arrived, not the explosion of breakthrough, but the quiet dawn of divine rest. Heaven has taken the weight from your shoulders and replaced it with light. You walk differently now, not from exhaustion, but from ease. Every step feels steadier, softer, more sacred. You are finally living in the rhythm of divine rest and radiant rebirth. You've spent years surviving, striving, and searching. Every chapter before this one was preparation for this peace. Heaven didn't just bring you out of battles, it brought you into balance. You are no longer running towards something, you are standing in it. The promise has not only found you, it now lives within you. You have become what heaven always intended, a living sanctuary. The turmoil that once ruled your mind has become still water. The storms that once frightened you now remind you that you can rest even in the rain. You no longer wait for peace to arrive, you carry it wherever you go, as the prophet Isaiah once proclaimed in the holy writings. Chapter 40, verse 31. They who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. This renewal is not loud, it is luminous. It doesn't need to announce itself because it radiates from within. Heaven's light now flows through you like sunrise spilling over mountains. The people around you will see it. They'll feel the peace that enters when you do. The quiet authority in your voice, the grace in your steps. You have become evidence that heaven still heals what the world breaks. There was a time when you prayed for survival. Now you pray for purpose. You no longer ask for escape, you ask for endurance. You no longer beg for answers, you walk in awareness. Every scar has turned into instruction, every tear into testimony. You've become fluent in heaven's language, the dialect of peace and presence. This is what divine rebirth looks like. It's not the erasing of the past, it's the resurrection of the self beneath the pain. You are not who you were before the storm, and you are not who you were within it. You are something entirely new, forged in both fire and mercy. You carry the depth of one who has seen the valley and still chosen to climb the mountain. You no longer need to search for meaning. You are meaning in motion. Your very existence has become a message that faith is not fragile, that hope is not fantasy, that surrender is not loss. You walk with the quiet strength of someone who knows heaven's promises are not theory, they are testimony. The rebirth is gentle, yet unstoppable, like spring reclaiming the earth after winter. Life returns in places you thought were barren. Dreams you buried begin to stir again, not as desperate pursuits, but as peaceful unfoldings. Relationships once strained begin to heal without words. Doors open without knocking. Provision flows without panic. Everything moves in harmony because you've learned how to move with heaven, not ahead of it. And the radiance that now shines from you isn't artificial, it's inherited. You are glowing with the glory of someone carried by grace. The light you emit doesn't come from your own strength. It's heaven's reflection upon your healed spirit. You have become the embodiment of the promise that those who trust the divine shall rise again, stronger, softer, wiser. Chosen one. This peace is not temporary, it's on its eternal alignment. It doesn't depend on circumstances but flows from identity. You finally understand that rest isn't inactivity, it's intimacy. It's the quiet knowing that you are held, guided, and sustained by something infinite. You are the proof that endings can become entrances, that stillness can birth strength, that surrender can lead to soaring. The weight you carried has turned into wings, and the path ahead no longer frightens you, it invites you. So now you move through life differently, not rushed, not restless, but radiant. Your breath is prayer, your silence is worship, your peace is prophecy. You don't have to announce your transformation. It speaks through your presence. Heaven finishes what it starts, and you, beloved, are the masterpiece in motion. There is no more striving to arrive. You are already home in grace, in purpose, in peace. The light within you will continue to grow, guiding others through their darkness just by existing. You don't need to teach it or preach it. You only need to be. For this is the final revelation of the chosen, that the destination was never a place, but a state of being. You have become what you were seeking, rested, radiant, redeemed. The journey has been long, but heaven never lost your hand. And now, in this sacred stillness, you hear the final whisper. Well done. You have done enough. I will take it from here. Chosen one. If these words have met you at the right moment, if they have quieted something inside you or helped you breathe a little deeper, then let that gratitude become movement. Every soul that finds light becomes a lamp for another. The peace that reached you through this message can travel farther than you imagine. When you like this message, it isn't about numbers, it's about agreement. It says, I receive this truth, and I stand in it. Each small click keeps the flame alive, allowing heaven's voice to be seen and heard by those who still wander in the dark. When you share it, you are not forwarding a post, you are extending a hand. Somewhere, someone is standing on the same edge you once stood on, waiting for a sign that heaven hasn't forgotten them. Your simple act of sharing may become that sign, that whisper that saves a weary heart. If you subscribe, you join a rhythm that continues beyond this moment, a stream of words where faith, rest, and revelation flow together. It is a way of staying connected to the same presence that found you here, reminding you again and again that you are chosen, carried, and never alone. And if you feel stirred to comment, let your words be testimony. Tell what resonated, what healed, what reminded you of hope. Your story might be the mirror another soul needs to see their own strength. Every voice added here turns this small space into a sanctuary of light. Together, we keep the flame moving forward. Together, we let heaven's echo reach farther. You have received peace, now help it travel.